Hello, welcome to the second night of Ministravaganza. I am here for our Marvel Hobby Hang. I'm Simone Elliott, head of studio. I have Josh Cologne,
Hello.
Marvel art director.
Hi, hello everyone.
I've got two Wills over there.
Woo! All the Wills.
All the Wills that we have right there in this corner. I've got Will Pagani,
Hello.
development manager.
Yeah.
And then I got Will Schick, director of product development.
Yay! Products developed.
Yeah.
Direction.
Go forward.
We are all painting some cool Marvel stuff, and happy to have you hang out with us.
Oh, no, that's the wrong paint.
Stop doing the wrong paint.
I am sorry.
There is no wrong paint.
Well, I wanted the other paint.
Okay.
So the first one was the wrong one.
Okay.
Because
Fair.
There's definitely things like wrong paint. I need a blue jean color, because I'm painting this sick Rivals panel Wolverine with his cowboy hat.
Cowboy hat.
Cowboy hat!
What is everybody painting?
Crimson Dynamo.
Dynamo, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shadowland and Daredevil.
Who would have guessed it?
Absolutely no doubt about it.
Who would have guessed it? I am painting Heimdall, and I matched him to my outfit.
Look at that outfit.
You are wearing the Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah.
Maybe this will work?
So, chat, talk to us, ask us questions. You know, we're here.
All the questions.
We're here.
What's this?
We'll answer like 11% of them, but you know.
Josh,
Only 11%.
how dare. You're going to do the math as they go, right?
Pagani, you're here. You're going to do the math
No,
as we go.
This is after hours?
No, technically not.
Technically not. I'm pretty sure it's the name of the stream.
No, it's Hobby Hang. And he does math as a hobby, right?
Oh.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah, see?
For sure.
See?
Dallas will take my role as hobby math person when he gets here.
Oh, that's... oh, that's going to be a fun one. You will at some point get a close-up of Schick's painting. Right now, I don't know that there's any paint on there.
There's not. I'm
But
dual
yes.
purposing right now. I have a base to paint for tomorrow on my Nick Fury, and then I'm also going to be working on this fantastic Wolverine.
Do we just want to hit him with like a, we're not going to answer questions about future products?
Oh,
My friends.
hard.
I
I'm
going
going
to
to
hit
look
that one a
right
lot.
dead in the camera. My friends. Oh, wait, Tony has to tell me when you can actually see me looking dead in the camera. Oh, it's not the look here? Oh, my God. Hello, robot.
Hello.
My friends, we would love in our hearts to answer your questions of the future, but then what would we do at the next Ministravaganza?
More in the
And
future.
the weekly streams we do. All of the things that we do. So, my darlings, we are not going to be answering your questions about future products. Thank you.
Harsh, but fair.
Thank you.
Sorry.
It's what I'm known for. Harsh
It's
but
true.
fair.
You are harsh but fair, Simone.
We have a whole marketing team that we need to keep busy, and if we just reveal everything, I mean,
Yeah.
what's the point?
They would
you
be
gonna
very
get-
busy, but in a different kind of busy.
different.
Yeah, not the way we want them to be. What are we
yes.
revealing? Our innermost thoughts and feelings.
Yes.
Well, who's going first then? Josh. Innermost thoughts and feelings. Go.
About Shadowland Daredevil.
Oh, no. We don't have time for this.
Well, hold on.
He's only on for an hour.
That's true. I'm
You're
only
both.
in for the first hour. I love him very much. That is my heart and my feelings.
Hold up your Heimdall.
This is very, very teal jeans. I'm going to have to work on this. This was not the color that I thought it was. It's okay, though.
They're very 80s jeans. More like 80s sweatpants?
I like 80s sweatpants.
Ooh.
That's where we're at right now.
I feel like Wolverine, sweatpants and cowboy hat is a choice.
It's a bold one.
But Wolverine might make that choice.
Choices.
No.
Okay.
No, our boy
Look
Wolverine.
at my beautiful Heimdall without any paint on him. I mean, he's got primer.
We were painting some of the reveals from today. That's the reveals.
Yes, you're going to see them closer because here I am.
Thank you.
That's the most still I've ever been, Tony.
So still.
Ever.
That was an awkward angle, but it's good. It worked out. I'm glad you all saw the Heimdall. We got a Heimdall, a Shadowland Daredevil, a Crimson Dynamo, and
A Nick Fury
Nick
slash
Fury,
Wolverine.
Slash
I mean-
Logan the Wolverine.
We got Logan the Wolverine, but
cowboy
Nick Fury,
hat.
That's right.
We got the cowboy hat.
Dapper Wolverine.
Ooh, does a cowboy hat make you dapper?
It depends on where you are.
In this case.
And where the cowboy hat is?
No.
No?
There's only one place to wear a cowboy hat. For this stream.
For this stream.
If you want to know other places, you got to go check out Josh's personal blog.
Oh my god, no.
No,
he-
future streams, I feel like there's definitely other people going to be with cowboy hats. This is, if we have enough cowboy
They're
hats.
still going to be on their heads, though, Simone.
Fair. Okay, other...
That dry.
Don't worry, you will see the hat.
Show me the hat.
Oh,
is it a separate piece?
So, Chopper
No,
19...
it's a separate head.
Schick, Dallas, and I will be at San Diego Comic-Con. We are doing a Star Wars panel on Legion. But that's it. There will be no booth or anything, so there you go.
The booth was the friends you made along the way.
No.
No? Not even that?
No, not even that. It's too much. Too much even for the booth.
Could not contain all of our friends.
No. Oh, that's good. Wolverine is Gene always. Uh-huh.
Oh.
Josh.
I saw it, I smiled.
Josh.
I smiled.
Josh.
Oh, hat. Dallas is reminding us that the hat is not separate.
No, it's not. It's two heads.
If only we had known how popular the hat.
We did not expect.
I mean, the hat has won Ministravaganza.
It really has.
Ministravaganza, it's not even over.
It's not over yet.
There's still
won
more
day
that
two.
could win it.
It is one day two. That's fair.
It won day 2.
Chick
had-
and I won day one.
It had, oh, my.
Oh, Josh, I love you. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. For that, go back to the YouTube channel and watch the X-Wing game and watch my shame.
Rebellions are built on the hope that Josh and Plummer are not leading them.
Yeah, no kidding.
Any swag or early releases for Gen Con? There will be demos. There will be events in the event hall. But no, there will be no early releases for Gen Con.
You could definitely, with a little bit of hobby work, like cut the Wolverine head off and out, and then core out the hat. If
I don't think
was
that would be
the
very
reason
hard.
to- It wouldn't be
Yes.
super hard.
Yeah. I think that hat is very removable.
Proper amount of force. Certainly is.
We're not going to finish that line.
Certainly is. Oh, there's my.
Woo! Help!
I'm just throwing paint to Pagani. That's all.
We're fine.
We're all good here. I'm about to enter the very exciting part of my painting, which is let this dry.
Oh.
Horizontal style cards and clean combinations. I'm certain that at some point there will be more opportunities to pick up the newly designed cards in different places.
I mean, it's definitely something that we can include in things like organized play kits, and things
Yeah.
like that, promotional items. Yeah. Of the reveals from today, which are you most excited for?
Mm.
Me personally.
Think about
We
it.
revealed a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
And they still want more reveals. I feel it.
Yeah,
feel it.
I look, I can't blame them. Reveals are super cool.
Have to go with Sentinels because how exciting. Like, this has been a long time.
A long time.
This
yes.
has been a long time.
Yes.
Super long.
Do they predate me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They predate you by a long
A
time.
long time.
Yeah.
Yes. Basically, like day one of MCP.
No,
not
no.
day one of Mutant MCP.
Yeah, like
Once, yeah.
we
They
started.
were in wave 2 of the mutant stuff. So like once we started working on the X-Men and the Brotherhood and all of that, those initial 4 characters, the Sentinels were not far behind in terms of their starting date of, okay, we're going to do Sentinels. Let's figure out concepts, let's figure out sculpts, all this. And then it just continued to be figuring a lot of stuff out.
Yeah, I think we started the mutant stuff like a month before the game released in 2019 is when we started working on the mutant stuff, like behind the scenes. So
I do know it was
It
before
will-
the game released.
Yeah.
yes, it was a long time ago.
I realize now I should have tricked you. There was no before me.
Oh, that's true. We failed the test.
But
Failed the test.
I
mean,
apologize for nothing.
Depends what you mean. There was a different form of Simone.
There was a different
back
form of
there.
Simone. Yeah. That is true.
But Simone has always been with us,
It's true.
bossing us around.
Also very true.
I think it's the Hydra stuff for me. Like that affiliation is really fun to play.
It was very cool.
It's very different. We talked a lot about that in the panel, and it's really cool. And specifically their tactic cards, right? Because like Josh, I don't know if you remember this, but you did the art before we actually did the rules for a lot of those tactic cards.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to like sit down and be like, oh my gosh, this would be so cool if it was this and that, and like all this kind of stuff. So we did a lot of really fun
We really did.
workshopping with the whole team there.
Yeah, they came up very flavorful, very narrative.
Oh, we can definitely get into the how did we all get into the tabletop. But first,
There's more.
I'm going to answer
Oh.
that typically in these hobby hangs, we paint the reveals, not reveal the reveals. Is
We're
that-
only paying one of the reveals.
So far,
So there's
you don't know what's next.
you don't know what's happening next.
I literally don't. I have no idea.
It's Wolverine's birthday today. Josh knows what that means.
Oh yeah.
Wait, is it Wolverine's birthday?
No.
I don't think it's actually his birthday.
Oh.
The
yeah.
poor man doesn't know what his birthday
Hold on.
is.
Oh, that's yeah.
Hold on, sorry. Chad is correct. My favorite thing that got revealed today is the Hydra terrain pack, because the Hydra tank Ultimate Encounter is easily my favorite thing we've ever made.
It's incredible.
Sarah did do a fantastic
Incredible
job
job. She
on
Absolutely killed it.
Yeah.
creating some crazy Ultimate Encounter rules for a tank. Which I will go on the record and say it will only ever be an Ultimate Encounter where you get to play a tank.
Correct. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of rules questions, and we'll figure them out as they come. Can you discuss projected release dates for today's reveals? Later.
Not later in the stream.
Correct. Later in
Just
time.
later in time.
Like, not today.
We gave
Probably.
some of the timelines, like generally. Obviously, you know, there's still a whole lot up in the air with global shipping and logistics and anything that we can kind of like. We work towards a specific date, but then it's kind of
Out of our hands.
let's see what happens with
Yep.
the world.
Yep.
But the Hydra and Shield stuff should be out later this year, like fall. The mutant stuff that we showed will be shortly after that, so like end of the year, ideally.
Ideally. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Again, we don't know. We have no idea what will happen. I think we've all learned that in our lives at this point.
Well, I
Maybe.
definitely know they won't release today.
They will not release
And
today.
probably not even tomorrow.
Definitely Saturday. Definitely not tomorrow.
I mean, we could release something, maybe.
Could we?
On a Saturday?
We
Maybe
could
not
release
this
like
Saturday.
one thing. But yeah, everything that was in the panel that was shown should be out, at least is planned to be out, before the end of the year. That doesn't mean that that will come to fruition because, again, we don't control global shipping.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the generalized expected TBD release dates at this point. We try not to show anything that's like crazy far away. Just because, you know, we want it to be exciting and, like, oh my gosh, I want to use this, and then not be a tease too much.
While also teasing.
Well, also teasing, yeah. There's an appropriate amount of tease.
I will say that the other thing that we paint today, that was something that was revealed, will be from MCP. Everything painted here will be from MCP this evening.
This is the MCP Hobby Hang.
True facts.
Yeah. I actually do not know the CP numbers.
No.
Well, that's a trick question because there's two numbers. 'Cause there's two different Sentinels. One of them is really low, and I think one of them is crazy high.
Yeah, there was CP 150, like 51, and then the other one.
Something like that. One of them's below 100, and the other
Yeah.
one's in the hundreds.
Yeah.
I need a hairdryer.
Oh, I think it's under
There's
the...
one in the other room.
I'm not going to hairdry on a live stream.
There's
just
one
blow
under
on
the
it gently.
desk.
There is? That's literally what
I
I've been doing
think-
for the past like 15 minutes.
Josh, I think there's like one right under us. Or there was last time I kicked it.
Probably in the other room.
I don't see it anymore.
Wow.
Maybe Summer can bring it in.
It's fine. It's not a big deal.
For me,
Simone's going for it.
No, I'm getting back in my seat. I'm not getting you a hairbrush.
It looked like you were getting up for a moment. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry to have assumed help.
Oh, that is. You're the one that's the hardest
I'm
to get
stuck
out.
in the bush.
Okay, I will go get you. You just wait. You've asked for
just
it
wait.
now. Yeah.
Tony's
Tony!
going. Good guy, Tony.
Oh, Tony's gonna leave us on our own.
Tony, what happens when the stream goes down, man? We
Yes.
can't call
Tony,
you.
what happens when we take over the stream and don't let you back in?
Offload the chaos.
The Wolverine head with a hat is a separate head from the other Wolverine head that is hatless.
You get two Wolverine head options. You get cowboy hat on, which is the right option, and then you get cowboy hat off, which is, you know, I guess some people want to live their lives.
What is the favorite leadership ability in the game? Josh, obviously Shadowland Daredevil.
yes.
Really?
Brilliant.
Come on, Josh.
I'm a big fan.
Put
of
some
it.
thought into this. Don't just automatically go to Daredevil.
Okay, well,
Besides Daredevil.
I have a legit answer, but you're gonna get mad at me.
Okay, what is it?
Kingpin.
Sure. That's a great leadership.
Because I remember when we worked on that, we came up with that one at the same time we came up with Miles. And it was sort of the first time we started thinking about having big effects that affect like the scenario instead of just like combat stuff. And
Yeah, like combat or power
Yeah.
or things like that, right?
yeah, so and I think
I wonder if the right thing would have been just to hand Tony the mini and let him hair dry it in the other room.
Big
Too
brain.
late now.
Brain. Yep. Too late now.
Maybe we'll plug it in over there and you can hair dry it over there.
for me, what I'm most excited about is the Rivals panel stuff because I
Yeah.
really think like the narrative that people are going to see with the rules and the miniatures and terrain and the art is going to really blow people away. Like we're
It's so cool.
we
Like,
have-
it's so
yeah,
cool.
We have a whole cohesive story. It's going to be great. People are going to love it.
I am very excited for that one as well.
And there is a motorcycle.
And there is a motorcycle.
Yes, there
A
is.
motorcycle. Oh my gosh.
Dallas wouldn't have done it if there wasn't a motorcycle. Like I remember that being one of his demands.
Oh yeah. Anytime there's an opportunity to go back to Dallas's like motorcycle biker roots, it always happens. Always happens.
I think my favorite leadership is Sins because it's just so different and strange.
Oh, sure.
And I don't know, it was really fun to make and play test and like explore that idea of like two-tone leaderships, which Kingpin is also that, but like two different effects kind of happening and interacting in different ways.
Right. Well, that makes sense. That character was super fun and super strange.
All right, hopefully, I'm sorry, chat. This might blow you out.
Give me a second.
Turn it off, Tony. Turn it off. Turn it off.
We're good?
Thanks.
Thank you, Tony.
You're welcome.
Continue the painting.
I'm about to cover this guy in wash and then do it again. So.
What is Simone Elliott's most exciting thing we revealed today?
I already talked about it, and I
MCP.
tricked you.
Did you?
I already said it was the Sentinels.
I remember this.
Thank you. Thank you for paying attention.
And I don't remember anything. I'm on that baby brain.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what my most exciting thing that we showed off today was. There's a lot of good stuff. Suppose I'll just get on the Josh bandwagon and say the new Rivals panel is pretty exciting.
I thought you were going to say Daredevil for a second.
No.
Daredevil is clearly most... No, I would never get on that bandwagon with Josh. Daredevil's perfectly fine, but I can't handle speeds of that magnitude. That ride is too much for me.
I don't blame you.
Exactly.
It's not for the weak of heart
It really isn't.
But yeah,
or the weak of mind.
especially because of, like we kind of talked about in the panel, just the future potential that, you know, gets opened up based on what we've done here and all the lessons we've learned throughout, like the production process and what we can do and how we can like make things cooler and bigger and more exciting. Like, I think it's just going to be one of those regularly occurring like special drops that's just going to get more and more exciting and more crazy.
Yep.
And that's pretty cool. And it's fun to be able to tell, I mean, it's fun to be able to tell stories. Obviously, that's one of the big things that is just neat about miniatures games is you're always telling your story, but now we get to do it in a different kind of way within the products themselves.
That's always been such a big part of MCP as well, right?
Yeah, how capturing that storytelling, like narrative, telling your own Marvel stories. And the game has always set players up to be able to do that, but we've never really done anything like this, which is a story into itself, and then also sets players up to be able to tell their own stories, and that's super cool. And I think it's always exciting to go back and, like we talked about with, you know, the new Captain America and the Red Skull, it's always a joy to go back and kind of get to explore a different aspect or a different facet of a character in the game and through its rules and have that puzzle and challenge of like, okay, how is this version different? What is this one trying to do?
Yeah, we always talk about the MCP characters as like characters in the snapshot in time, right? So getting to go to different times and different versions of those characters lets us really do some very cool stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, you know, Logan the Wolverine is nothing resembling Wolverine of the X-Men. And it's just fun to be able to go and kind of explore that space.
All right, Tony, I'm going back in on the hairdryer. I don't know if you're muting me or everyone.
You're a monster.
Just you.
Am I ready?
Yep.
I'm sorry. It's not drying fast enough.
Drying exceptionally slowly here.
I regret helping you, Pagani.
What?
Nothing. I was being mean. It's fine. Carry on.
I can go on low.
Oh, so you can be slightly annoying
The
for...
audio takes longer.
Good enough.
Great.
God.
Dallas, thank you for dropping all this Sentinel ball joint knowledge on everybody.
Ball joint knowledge. So many ball joints. He would know. He spent over 2 years of his life working on those things with the sculptors and the engineers and trying to get them right.
And apparently he did, finally.
He did. Many lessons were learned. That's why they're Sentinel Mark IVs,
Because 4 lessons were learned?
at least. Maybe even more. But they're definitely not the first Sentinels. Those we burned in a fire. Just like we did with all the other ones that didn't quite do what we wanted.
What other questions? Question was, Tony, why do you let him on stream? That's
It's a
why
fair
does
question.
Pagani hate quality audio? What grade do you use for the undercoat? That's a nice mid-tone. I assume you just mixed something real cool and when all these were primed.
For
Yeah, that's about. It doesn't say for who.
the Heimdall?
It's not specified.
Well, so we use the same, pretty much the same technique for all of the priming that we do on stream and stuff, which is
Like the leg part?
a zenith prime.
We
So you
did it
start with
like metal,
black.
silver.
So you do a full coat of black, and then I know Dallas and probably Tony are savages, so they don't wait until the black is dry. They just hit it. They just hit it right after they've finished the black coat with a light gray prime. And then with that, of course, that like mixes together because the paint's not quite dry, so it creates this kind of mottled gray tone texture. And then once that's dry, you go back in and you hit it with another lighter coat from the zenith of light gray. If you don't want to go through the 3-step process, if you just wait for the black coat to dry and go in and hit it with a light coat or a light gray coat after that, you won't get the mid-tone gray, but you'll also not have to shoot it 3 times.
And the giggling confirms that Tony is a savage, right?
100%. They got a lot on their plate. They can't wait for primer to dry.
That's fair.
And all the hair dryers are in here, so
Yeah.
I just steal them and put them all in my office. So whenever anyone walks in, I turn it on because you got to ruin the audio.
yeah, yeah. 100%.
Next dev meeting, I'm just going to have a hairdryer going in the background the whole time.
God. Those meetings are long, too. That would be super annoying.
They can take a while. Somebody's asking about the card rotation system for organized play and how we determine what would be reprinted, what would be cycled out. Pagani can provide some insight on those discussions, I bet.
Sure, yeah. We reprinted. The philosophy was very simple, actually. We took out a vast majority of the available unaffiliated cards that we felt didn't need to be in the game, and kind of how we defined that is like, is it a staple of the like core game experience that we wanted to see? So like we left one of the healing cards, for example. We left Patch Up but not Med Pack or any of the other ones. And then we also left in the vast majority of the character-specific cards and the affiliation cards because obviously we don't want affiliations to be unplayable after a rotation because we want everything to be We don't want y'all to not be able to play with the characters that you love because you're missing a tactic card that's important to them, or the affiliation that you love because you're missing the tactic cards they've been built around. So that's kind of the main idea behind that. And we talked a lot previously about how unaffiliated tactic cards, we were sort of paring down the idea of unaffiliated tactic cards in future products, and that is absolutely still true. You will see very, very few unaffiliated and not character-specific tactic cards going forward in Crisis Protocol.
Oh yeah.
I think that was just part of our learning process and
Absolutely.
and going through the game, because when you're working on, even at the start, that initial 50 character block, there's not a huge amount of tactic cards there, and you're always thinking like, okay, well, we want to make sure that people can fill all of their tactic card options. There's only so many affiliations. There's only so many character ideas, so let's just make sure that there's a lot of good general fill slots. But then the problem becomes, as the game grows and as there are more cards in there, you're then looking at, well, we'd love to do this tactic card for this character, but this general card already exists, which already makes it better because you don't have to worry about it being locked into a specific character. So now you either have to make the character-specific effect so much more powerful that it then becomes an auto-include for the character, which is not terrible but problematic.
And then you could run both of the cards.
And then you can run both of the cards as well. So I think it was one of those things is like, as the game grew and progressed, we got to a point where those general unaffiliated cards became unnecessary for players to be able to experience, the full breadth of options available to them. And then they also became more limiting to the overall game experience. Their very existence, much like cards that wound up on the restricted list or the banned list, choked out the life and the possibilities for players to be able to use different strategies.
Yep. And of course, this was the first set rotation, right? So it only
Yep.
affected the first set. And as Crisis Protocol continues to expand and grow, I'm sure there will be another set rotation eventually.
And there's nothing saying that, like, currently Patch-Up exists, MedPack doesn't. In the next rotation, Patch-Up may go away and MedPack may come back.
Yeah, absolutely, right?
You get to make some interesting choices, and one of the neat things about the rotation is we also get a chance to look at the tactic card library from a holistic standpoint and kind of plan out, well, we know these new characters are coming, we know these new tactic cards are coming. What are the ones from the past that we want to keep in the game? How are those going to affect the overall block? And we get to curate and make a very interesting but not forever friend kind of rotational season. And I think that's really important too. And if you want to play with all of those classics, then Extended is right there for you. And anything goes.
Play with anything,
so
right?
Play with anything you want. And there's nothing wrong with either option. But for the health and longevity of any game,
Do you need something, Jeff?
Okay. Just
you
let it
always
dry.
need those ways to kind
You
of
want a hairdryer?
pull things back. Prune things down, make interesting choices, and then keep things fresh, always ask new questions. And also adjust based on the fact that, the games continue to just grow and evolve and become cooler.
What is everyone painting and working on? I am painting Heimdall.
I'm painting Shadowland Daredevil.
Crimson Dynamo.
I have the new Logan the Wolverine.
And someone in chat may have answered this question, but Will Schick, do you want to talk a little about how to get the best out of these fine fluorescent colors?
Oh, I do.
I know
'Cause
you
They're
do.
super tricky and enraging. And it took me a long time to figure out how to really work with them. I would actually need something to probably demonstrate on, though. And it's not going to be Mr. Wolverine.
You want fluorescent pants?
So the big trick, can I make his fur fluorescent?
Oh, of course you can.
Okay, can I borrow your purple?
Where's my...
You have it in your hand.
Oh, this purple.
That one, yeah.
Okay.
So the big trick with the fluorescents is that they don't cover by themselves super well. So if you just want to use the pure fluorescent, can I borrow the green? the only way that I've really ever found to like successfully apply them in a way that doesn't look bad is through the airbrush. So you can build up layers through the airbrush consistently, but it takes a lot of airbrush layers because they're so translucent. So the best methods that I found when watching other people who are smarter than me on how to use these is you want to make sure to pick a good base layer of normal paint, and then you build the fluorescent over the top. So if you want to do the techno green, hex lichen, or like a nice violet purple. Purple's a great shade for green. And then what you can do is you can use dry brushing to effectively build up the layers. I did this on my Iron Fist way back on one of the streams when Iron Fist and Luke Cage were coming out. And I actually did the entire energy dragon, his little Iron Fist dragon, using this exact same technique where you start with purple and then you basically build up through your green using dry brushing. And so the other big trick with the fluorescents is that you need to mix them with a non-fluoro paint. And that can be white. In the case of like techno green, high key yellow is actually really good because it's a super light yellow. It's almost white. But because you want to keep the brightness of the green, having the high key yellow element to it actually like maintains, it doesn't dull the brightness. It does take the fluorescent down a little bit, but it's just utilizing the layers and going until you reach like the desired finish that you want. So obviously this works really well on like super textured areas. If you're going to dry brush, you can dry brush like non-textured areas as well. But the overall philosophy kind of remains the same. If you're not dry brushing it, the big tricks are you can't use them by themselves. You have to have kind of an initial base coat, and then you need to mix them with like a white or a yellow if you're using the green, or whatever kind of works with the colors that you're using with the fluorescents. And doing that will actually make high key yellow. Will make their coverage much better, and you will see a lot better results with them. So again, you can use them through an airbrush. If you don't, then you need to look at like what colors can you mix with them, and then how do you base for your shade and then build up. And it's a whole process. I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'll come back to it.
Okay.
So that you can keep painting.
A hair dryer you could use.
I'm not using the hairdryer because I'm not a monster, Tony. Tony.
What did I miss?
What did I miss? Does someone need a hairdryer? But yeah, I tried using those fluorescents for I think months, and every time I tried, I was like, these are terrible paints. They don't do anything. They just are streaky and gross. And it was just because I didn't quite understand their properties, and they are very unique paints. The other thing too to note with fluoros is that you will get a vibrant effect if you build them up properly, but they're not fluorescent unless they go on a camera or they get a picture taken of them, because of the way the fluorescent like reflects with light and then affects the camera. So a lot of the times when you see like the really brilliant pictures of painters who've used like pink fluoro to really make their like magic effects sing, or purples or whatever, part of that is the fluorescent doing its job when the picture's taken. If you see it in real life, it's not as bright. So
That's a really interesting thing.
yeah, so it's like one of those things where you're just like, I don't understand why I can't make mine look like the pictures that I'm seeing. It's like snap a picture of it and then look at it, and I guarantee you it will look brighter than you think it actually is. And that's just kind of like part of the nature of the fluoro paints and how they work. It's very weird. And how they react to light. I'll find a white here so that I'm ready to go when we do this. Not white alchemy, that's for sure. The other cheater trick that you can use is if you get all of the fluoro paints, especially in scale, there's a fluorescent white, which is actually just a white metallic. So you can paint the white metallic on first as kind of your base coat, and then just paint straight fluoro over it. and it will make it more like reflective-y because the metal flake will kind of come through, and you'll see that. And that's actually a decent way to do like, you know, lightsabers and other kind of lasery effects. I did something like that on my Nebula for her shock batons. I just put the white fluoro in the middle, and then I ran it with the fluorescent blue, and you get a really nice, like, you get those little spots of fluorescent light stuff in there, and it works pretty well. It's a weird ways to do things. Man, it's Wolverine's fur jacket, Josh. It's quite the fur jacket. We'll do this with it.
Josh, you're not talking a lot.
I'm
Josh,
listening.
I need you to get excited.
I'm super excited. I'm just
you-
listening
Yeah?
and learning the wisdom of Will Shake.
oh, it's just telephone wisdom. I have no wisdom. I've learned it all from other people.
And then I open my mouth, and then a hairdryer starts pulling.
Look, that's fair.
You know.
But I do apologize for nothing.
Good.
You never should. You
guess
never should.
I will apologize to the headphone users out there. That is who I will
Oh,
apologize to.
That's fair.
Oh, you want to answer that Thunderwave question, Pagani?
Which one? Thunderwave card, attack card. Actually does damage Captain America thanks to beam rolls that the attack is drawn from, but he isn't the actual attacker. No. That was not the original intent of the card, but that is what the card is written to do. And that is how it should be played until something changes.
Until Pagani gets to his desk. It's too late for Sarah Roan to be at, her desk, so.
Oh, very much so.
She's in New York time.
I certainly hope that she is asleep right now.
So far in the future.
Or doing
Yeah.
something fun at the
Or
very
doing
least.
something fun. Because if she's in this chat and not shouting us out at any point, then
Yeah, right.
boo on her.
Boo.
Never boo on her. Another
Never.
trick.
Ah!
It's true, you're falling from left and right. It must be late, Pagani.
You know, I can't even see.
You used all that brain power losing your game today.
And what a game it was.
What a game it was. There'll be another game tomorrow. I'm excited to take on Josh.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were just fist pumping for a second, Pagani.
I got shakes, Sabo. I got a shake.
I'm very excited to take on one Josh tomorrow as
Josh, you see?
as he tries to lead Hydra to world domination.
Oh, is that what?
That's what's happening.
What time is that, Tony?
Isn't that like super early?
No, it's
What are we talking about?
11 our
11.
time. It's 11 our time. 11 Pacific.
The MCP game tomorrow that will feature S.H.I.E.L.D. versus Hydra.
That is at 11 o'clock.
Josh knows.
Josh does know. He's been preparing.
Josh knows.
He's been punching meat in a freezer.
We've been asked for a zoom in on Logan.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
okay, hold on. Let me finish his fabulous fur.
Hashtag.
You gotta have fur inline on your leather jacket if you're gonna motorcycle trip through Canada into Alaska, I guess Josh said.
I hear it's pretty cold.
I always assumed that the Weapon X program was just in Canada, though, Josh.
They have
You know
multiple-
where the Alpha Flight was.
No, they have to. You're right. No, Department H is from. Why are we
So
doing
why
this?
is he going to Alaska?
Why are we doing this?
Why are you doing this to me?
Look, you said Josh was too quiet. That's why we're doing this, I think.
Because we're.
I'm just wondering why Josh would give faulty information about where Wolverine is going in his tactic card.
It could be
Why would he-
Canada, but in
Here you
some
go,
of the
Tony.
stories, he's been to Alaska to find the truth about in the tundra, about
Isn't it only in the movie he goes to Alaska?
No, that's not true.
I would like
He's-
you to cite your sources.
He's very far traveled. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he's never
Very
been.
far
I'm not
from-
saying he's never been to
He's
Alaska.
been to all, not just the lower 50. You know what I'm saying?
What?
The lower 48?
48,
48,
whatever.
my dude.
Whatever. What time is it? Where are we? Who is this?
It's not even 8 p.m., Josh.
Oh, okay, good.
Because you're still here.
Okay, good, great. Oh, that's right. I got 10 minutes.
Ooh, 10 minutes. I don't know if I can hit all these line highlights in 10 minutes.
All right, let me borrow that
I was
Heimdall
gonna
again, 'cause I
say,
bet he's probably dry.
You're probably ready.
That'll stop me from doing the thing. Okay,
Now that I've started, I have to finish.
so We're going to take a little bit of this. I'm going to take a little bit of this. We'll just pop out a little bit of white. Oh my god, what savage lost the cap to this?
Josh.
It wasn't me. I didn't use white.
No, I opened that one and that was how it was.
Yeah, it was like this
it
last
wasn't me
night,
this
too.
time.
I just keep forgetting.
It was probably you.
Can I have one of those gross green handled brushes?
Oh, yeah.
The green isn't the gross part.
Give me the one you've been using, because I'm going to ruin this brush.
Yeah. I'm also going to ruin,
Well, yeah, but this one's had a good life, because you've used it a couple times.
I used it to gloop things out from the jar.
Okay. Can you see the palette, Tony?
Let me get there.
Tell me where I need to move it, because this is kind of like the critical part, I guess, more than like applying the paint, because it kind of like explains what I was talking about.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so here's my fluoro green, here's my high key yellow, and then here's my white. And again, depending on the fluorescent that you're using, you want to change these colors. But your goal is to find something that you can mix to lighten the paint, or very, very moderately change the fluoro. That's just going to give it more stick. So you can see, because the high key yellow is yellow and the fluoro green has a lot of yellow in it, when you add the colors, it does get a little lighter, but you don't lose that green punch. And so now the coverage is going to get better, because this paint is more opaque than this paint. This paint doesn't cover it all, as we've discussed, and that's why they're infuriating. So from there, what I can do is I can just start doing my dry brushing over the top. And this is going to take like a lot of layers to really start to build up. So patience is kind of key here. But the more you do it, the more you're going to start to see those layers build. And it's just a process of like going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you can add more fluoro into it if you want to like brighten it up. You can also do a little mix with the purple too if you just want to like start that way. But it's just a lot of patience. And maybe you add even more of the high key yellow in if you feel like, right now, I feel like it's not really sticking at all still. So I can add more of that high key yellow in. And now I'm starting to get that, now I'm starting to see that stick better. But it's not very green, right? So you're like, well, now, but I've lost all my fluoro. But that's okay, because the more fluoro I add into this mix, the more fluorescent it's going to get. Right? So again, it's just like, it's really patience. And it's the same thing with the airbrush. Like I said, if you're going to do it with the airbrush, you're talking about having to build it up over multiple airbrush layers, because you got to keep it pretty thin and it doesn't have great coverage. I hear the knocking of a Dallas cam.
That is a strong
Definitely a Dallas.
creative director knock, if I've ever heard one.
He's coming in to yell at you about fluoro paints.
That's fine.
Do
He
not
may
listen
have-
to this madman. Everything you said is
He
wrong.
may have even like more angles and options to use it, because there's obviously, there's always many ways to utilize these tools that we have access to. This is just the way that I found through watching a bunch of videos that I liked the best, and I was able to replicate pretty well. So like, you can start to see kind of how our little base is starting to stick, and we're covering up some of that purple.
Josh is going to be on the MCP game tomorrow.
He is.
It's a true fact. Josh, people love your passion.
Aw, thank you,
I know.
everyone.
I also
I mean,
love
I
your passion,
question your passion and its, knowledge about where Wolverine was Weapon X from, but
He's not one for, and he just goes there. They have whatever. They have a lot of bunkers. The bunkers can be anywhere. All right. I'll be there tomorrow. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. Being the bad guys, and hopefully, I'll get to have my vengeance against William.
Canada, Department H.
Yes, I know, but
yeah. But then why are you telling people that he's going to Canada?
I didn't.
You said the Weapon X bunker was in Canada, not Canada.
Was it
You said it was in
Alaska?
Alaska
No.
this morning.
Well, okay, or maybe I misspoke. I don't know. Now,
we're just overtaken by the passion.
go
The
check the
excitement?
tape. We'll check the tape later. It's okay.
Will we?
Yeah.
I don't know if you will.
But yes, Dallas, I said Department H is in Canada. I said that.
I have a question.
Oh my God.
Why does
Yes.
Department H run Weapon X?
Well, because it's actually not Weapon X, it's Weapon Plus program. And
Hi, Dallas.
That's not even a letter.
yeah. Well, it's new. Yeah. Well, it's in America, and then they were trying to build their own super soldier after Captain America.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And Wolverine is actually Weapon 10 out of
No, I got
Weapon
that,
10,
yeah.
You know.
X means 10.
You know.
But why is it called the Weapon X program?
He called it the Weapon X program because he didn't have the full
Ah.
information. But
it's a plus, which is like an X sideways.
yes, but
That makes
I mean that's also a retcon from the Grant Morrison run. It is also called Weapon X by some other less reputable sources.
Why would they call it that?
Well, because it sounded cool. Okay, look,
Hey, look,
well, I guess
fair. Look,
they
I'm
thought it
just saying.
sounded rad.
Kind of cool.
I'm in for the it sounds cool.
But yes, he's Weapon 10.
How are the two of you doing on
Oh,
your?
I'm so close.
You're so close.
I'm
Okay.
not close at all, actually.
So close.
No, I'm not going to Boopa the Boopa. Thank you. Half the chat. Thank you, everyone.
It's true. You stuck around with us the whole time last time. And tonight you're just out.
Yeah, no,
It's because
well,
you needed that Italian.
I do need to go get my never-ending
Soup
Jedi
salad
breadsticks.
and breadsticks, uh-huh.
Oh, God, just
They're called lightsaber sticks, sir.
kind of enough.
Goodness.
My real question is, why am I not painting Logan in whatever nonsense is on my thing?
Oh
Wow.
no,
No.
Yeah.
We could get you a Logan, but no. Look, I'm just trying to help Chad out with its questions.
That
you
is
know?
true.
That's it. And I know that you'll love this end result because you had this paint in front of you anyway.
That's
so.
true. It's true.
But you could continue on this journey because this is going to take like several coats.
I might paint the rest and then return that to you
Yeah, that's fine.
later.
Let me do this one last thing.
Yeah,
I
of
still have
course.
this paint on here.
By later, I mean not on the stream.
Stop rushing me.
I'm not rushing you.
Stop rushing me. Also, once the stream is over, I'm not going back to this. So
Wow.
when you take it back, that's what you get.
Wow.
Sorry, it's just the way it is. Okay, so now you can
Duties
start to
as
see
assigned
like
by manager.
you can start to see. Oh wow! I mean, if you're gonna pay me to do it, that's
I
fine.
just wanted Josh to crack up. I'm so
pretty-
sorry.
That's fine.
That's pretty good. Hang out, man.
So you can start to see how that's starting to build up, and then what you can do to add more floor to it is you can go in, and that's like really wet. So that was a bad example. But it's just layers. So I would continue to dry brush my fluoro with my high key, and then as I want to build up the greens themselves and make them more bright, I would go in and I would dry brush pure white over the top, and then I would dry brush pure fluoro over the top of that, or a little fluoro with some white. And then you just continue to build those layers until you're happy with them. And that's kind of like the trick that works really well with making it work. But the biggest thing is mix the fluoros with other normal paints so that they are not as translucent.
To be fair, this is something I would have just chosen and finished like this.
I know. That's what I'm telling you. It's fine. But you can keep going. There are the colors for
Okay.
it.
Okay. So, Pagani,
Yeah.
how's it going?
I'm ready.
Are we going
My
to show a
reds are
finished
done.
Pagani?
Well, my reds are done. Not everything else is done. Just the reds.
Pagani, is this your last appearance on Ministravaganza?
I believe it is. Yes.
Of this Ministravaganza.
Goodbye forever.
Give me a spin. That's a 360 math guy.
I heard Dallas say pirouette, and I was done after that.
I love you, Tony, so much.
You know he's tired when he's getting saucy.
It's true.
It's true.
Well, there it is. 2 dates with a hairdryer got us here.
Awesome. Well,
Whoever takes my seat, I hope they like red.
No, I'm going to take that stuff and put it over here.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
You pass it. I will.
Red?
Yep.
Don't drop that, Josh.
I'm not going to say both hands.
2 hands. That's what I tell my son. 2 hands.
And Josh, we will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m.
For my final appearance. in
Yeah.
Ministrav.
Beautiful.
Pretty
Now
good.
go finish him.
I will. Not tonight. I'm
Go
gonna sleep.
finish Comrade Diemo.
Okay.
Okay, goodbye.
Good-
Don't forget to take your mics off.
I'm not going to do that till Tony tells me it's
Yeah.
not live, so I don't blow anybody's earbuds
Yeah.
off. Hey, my wife's in chat.
Hi, Liz.
She's just making sure that you told her the truth about where you're going to be tonight.
Yeah. Trust but verify, Shay.
That's right.
Trust but
Take off.
verify.
That's right.
Yeah, we got a thumbs up from Tony. If you blow anybody's ears out, it's in.
Goodbye. Happy Ministravaganza,
When you're paying in
everyone.
privacy, what do you like to listen to? I've become a huge fan of listening to old-time radio shows.
Of course you have.
Of course. It's perfect. But yeah, you can go if you just like hop on your Alexa or whatever, or there's plenty of other places, and you can just be like, play old-time radio, and it's got a bazillion old-time radio shows. I'm a very big fan of Johnny Dollar, a freelance insurance investigator with the Action Packs expense account. It's fantastic painting noise. Because you hear a little mystery, you get to hear some action, some adventure, you get to hear a man filling out his expense account. What more could you want?
Nothing.
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 Exactly.
Look, like magic, 2 new people.
Woo! But nobody even noticed.
I think they might have noticed.
Nonsense red.
There's a lot of Crimson Dynamo happening there.
Oh, I've listened to The Long Night. I was pretty impressed. I thought that was really good, actually. I did listen to that radio program. They did another one, I think, after that, which I can't remember if I listened to the whole thing or not, featuring Gambit, right?
What speaks to you, my dear?
I definitely need some pink
Yep.
in my
Okay.
life. And then I'm thinking I'm going to do black. Black and pink. Do I need to make a pink?
You will
Yeah.
probably have to make it pink.
Probably, yes.
Do we have a hole poker?
Let's start with fuchsia, I
Situation
suppose.
grim.
There's no hole poker here.
We're gonna put this thing
Sentinels are coming.
just next to you.
It's true. You heard correctly.
Mostly I don't want to get paint on it.
Yeah.
The studio ones are literally right over
The hole poker?
there. The Sentinels.
Oh,
We
The
probably
studio
do we
hole
have
pokers.
studio hole pokers?
Actually, yes, we do.
Yeah.
we should. I mean, we need them plenty, so it would make sense.
Oh, but I
And
like
black.
green too.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
do,
dope.
like,
Yeah.
you just want a flat black?
flat.
Flat
It's a
black.
whole. It's gonna be a whole thing.
Okay. Cool.
One
What's
of them
the
will
whole
talk you through it if you want to use it.
What,
What's happening?
So what is this green?
You should have been here the last hour. I'm going to need you to go back and check out the tape.
I mean, I was watching.
That is not a green that you're just going to want to, like,
Yeah.
roll out and rock with nothing else. Maybe Dallas can inform you on how he uses fluoro paints.
Nope. Actually, I've never used them.
Oh, see, there you go.
I tried them and went, nope.
Yeah, you missed my. I went down the rabbit hole deep trying to figure out how to use them.
Oh, yeah.
And
And then I was just like, no. I prefer inks.
I think inks
Just
more often than not do what fluoro paints want to do better, but they are an interesting. I mean, I think they're an interesting tool.
I think they're an interesting tool. One that does not work for me. Also, I just don't want anything fluorescent. It's not my style. It's not my jazz.
It's not your jam.
Jimmy Jam.
It's not his jammies. His jammies are not fluoro.
Oh, I have non-fluoro Jim Jams.
So Summer and Dallas, now that you have joined us, what are y'all painting? We'll start with Dallas. He's ready.
I got a bunker. Look at that.
It's a Weapon H bunker.
A Weapon H. A Weapon H bunker from Alaska.
Yeah.
That I'm going to just stipple and dry brush a whole ton of rock.
And I am painting Ghost Spider.
Ghost Spider.
She's not Spider Gwen. She doesn't like that name.
Yeah.
Nobody wants their secret identity in their name.
It's true.
I hadn't really considered that.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that ever before, but you know what? I think that actually makes a lot of sense.
It does. I mean, in the comics, she was always Spider-Woman,
Uh-huh.
but then the whole Spider-Verse thing happened, and she realized that there were a lot of Spider-Women, and she was like, I'm going to change my name. But she kept getting confused with everyone else. There's not a cap on it, but you do get extra bases to cover the holes. So that's the extra Sabretooth base, and then there's an extra Wolverine base.
Just like Thanos or Dormammu, I think that's you can kind of expect that as like a design philosophy going forward for any sort of
Terrain
slash display art that we do. You can expect sort of this philosophy where you get to cover the holes for display purposes.
Play purposes. You don't need to cover the holes for display purposes.
Sure.
You cover the holes for display purposes with the displays.
Are there other questions?
What color would you recommend mixing with magenta? Off-white.
What was the question?
Mixing with magenta for Gambit's cards. Something something like White Sands, which has a little bit of yellow in it, would be really good. Because you want to push it more to that pink without making it like bubblegum pink. The yellow will stop that. What color should his hat be?
Brown.
What kind of brown? Not the brown of his coat.
No, like a lighter brown. I like a
Like
lighter
of this brown?
Yeah.
An orangey brown?
Of this brown?
No, not that. Well,
Pretty
maybe
yellow.
if you add brown inks or something to that.
Oh, well, why would I do that if this brown seems right? What about tan?
Tan works.
That's just skin.
Yeah, you don't want that.
You,
I mean,
you don't
leather
want,
hats are just skin.
They are, but they're different kind of skin.
Yeah.
Ew.
Did they say what paints those are?
Which paints?
Yes.
Scale. There's scale 75.
Almost everything on here, yeah. I got a few
What
game
size
color
is the
over
bunker?
here.
It's 5, isn't it?
Size 5.
5. Yeah, it's not one that you're going to be throwing. Bosch chestnut. Nope, that one's completely solidified.
She's coordinating. It's great.
Yes. I
Pink.
like pink.
What?
It can be Agents of Smash. They can rip the whole bunker up
Pull it up by its
and
roots.
smash it. That's the joy of bringing 2 Hulks.
So Dallas.
No, the bunker's not non-interactive. It can be affected by throws. What's up, Simone?
Dallas Kemp, what was your favorite reveal today that we revealed?
Oh, you can't plead ignorance on this one. He was there for all of them.
Man, I had one in the chamber too.
Uh-huh. I'm sure you did.
I know, but
Sure you did.
I'm wise to your ways now.
Probably, man, it's tough. Sentinels was a lot of work and a lot of passion. This
Patience and perseverance.
there's just so
It was all the P's.
so much to get made and a lot of time and energy, and it was awesome. I mean, of course, the Rivals panel was passion and awesome, and you know, the whole team coming together and coming up with a bunch of wacky ideas and telling the story through the cards and stuff was such a cool new way to sort of approach rival packs that I think you'll see more of in the future for sure as well. And then but the Hydra train is just I'm so stoked for that Hydra train. What can I say?
You worked real hard on it.
I worked real hard
You
on that
were
Hydra
definitely
train.
the Hydra train champion.
What about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? Josh and I made a whole list of new train ideas today. He accosted me in a separate meeting. I took him into another room to have like a little meeting with him. And the next thing I know, I'm drawing concepts for ideas he has. And I'm like, wait, what is going on here?
On paper plates.
On paper plates.
Paper plates.
If these get made someday in the far, far future, because we live in the way far futures.
Yeah. You're going to save those paper plates, right?
Oh, I threw them away. I didn't know that those were important.
No, they're on my desk.
Oh, shoot. Can't trick you.
No, you can't. You can't.
Dang
Literally
it.
can't trick me. Those paper plates are on my desk, and then like I'll transfer them over to digital, and then but he just like started, dude. He was just like, I hear what you're saying, but have you thought about? And I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go.
He was fired up.
He was very fired up.
He was very fired up today. He was inspired.
He had some ideas.
All right over there, Summer?
I'm good.
Do I have to also tell you, like I told Josh, do not get paint on my dress?
I would never.
On your what?
On my dress.
Oh.
How would you even know?
Oh! Fair.
Fighting words.
Simone
Is the
coordinated
Hydra
too.
tank interactive?
She
Yes.
got the
I did.
rainbow
Bifrost.
on. Yep.
When it's terrain, it's interactive. When it's an ultimate encounter, it's definitely interactive.
Oh yeah, that tank interacts with you.
Yes, it does.
That sounds aggressive.
It is. It's against your will.
Super aggressive.
That tank does what that tank wants to do. So I figure 1,000,000 dry brushes and 1,000,000 washes, and I'll have some
A bunker?
lovely rocks.
That's the joy of painting rocks, though. They come together over the course of several dry brushes like magic.
They do kind of manifest.
Yeah, it was really, I think it was really neat kind of convergence of things for the ultimate encounter for the Hydra tank. It was definitely not something that we went into it planned, but it just kind of came out of discussions and what ifs and Dallas's desperate need to put Red Skull in a tank. It was really, that was...
Look, ideas happen, man.
They do. I think your original drawing even had Red Skull in a tank. I was like, no. We're not putting Red Skull in a tank in the game. And then you found a way. Like life.
Like life.
Oh, hold on.
Does Logan have any alternate skull features? No, he has 2 heads. That's it. Train purchases feel so passive. It's nice to have something active. I mean, I feel like all terrain is active. Like, terrain asks you different questions on the battlefield, and it's such a key component to telling the narrative story of playing a miniatures game and bringing your game to life. Like, even a car to me is like very much a character. It's part of the story and important. And like when you walk into a big gaming hall and you see a table just covered in beautifully painted terrain, man, there is nothing better than that moment, that feeling. Just a table full of terrain and miniatures on it. That is so dope. That is awe-inspiring. That is what makes your jaw drop and makes you, drawn to hobby miniature games.
We've been asked an important question about, do the AMG brushes taste good?
Because we always pair brushes in our mouths.
And I'm going to say I do it because I learned to paint from the 2 of them.
I learned it from watching you. I
Yep.
learned it from watching you.
I think I'm legally obligated to tell you don't put your brush in. It's
too late now. Can't stop, won't stop.
What else? There was a question before about digital things versus physical things.
I don't know what that question was about.
Releasing mostly the same, except you can be slightly more. Your reaction time is easier to things when they're digital. Like the difference between doing a digital product and a physical.
Yeah, I mean, you shave off all the time for physical production, basically.
Yeah.
So.
Which is.
But it's the same. Everything else is the same.
Everything else is exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's the Asgard terrain reveals a secret team. Like, I mean, we put secret teases in things all the time. You just never know.
Until you do know.
Until you do know.
Has doing the reveals hit us with ideas for new stuff? Like, is the and seeing new product and fan reaction immediately inspiring new ideas?
Clearly, with Josh, it is.
Josh, yeah.
We
Take the
immediately had a
plates.
jam session today about terrain. Like, we've got terrain packs like to pitch for 2027 now.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, even if you get super inspired and you're like, we need to do this. Usually, we need to do this means like in 5 years.
Yeah.
Because it's full up for 5 years.
Real
at least.
talk. At lunch, we put something on the schedule for 2027.
Yeah, because that was the next available slot.
Yep.
So, I mean, production timelines for hard plastic and everything else like going on with the game and everything that we want to do, and like we just have way too many ideas, which is a good problem to have, but it also means that that schedule's real full.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of justification to get put on the schedule, so getting pushed off the schedule rarely happens, because by the time you make the cut, like, everyone's pretty convinced that we want this to happen.
Which is interesting you say that, considering the what got put back on, because it was something that got bumped for.
Well, I think it just got missed.
I think it
It
accidentally
just got missed. It, like I said at lunch, I was just like, oh, I don't know where that went. Let's put it back.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
The rest of the schedule was
the rest of
full.
the schedule was already there. So.
Okay.
Oh, almost broke the
number-
antenna.
Man, Tannies.
How many different rooms? Rooms. We're in 3 different rooms for this Ministravaganza. It has been a delight. It has definitely cut down on the times between streams, so I hope you all have seen that. Yeah, we've got this fine room. We've got the room that Schick has been doing most of his hobbying in. And then we got Dallas's office.
My office.
Yeah, you're coming when you see Dallas hobbying. I mean, not now, but when he's on his own hobby stream, live from Dallas's office.
Live from the greatest room in the candy shop.
Correct.
Which I love when you stepped in the other day. You're like, that camera better not move.
Yeah.
I don't think it was those words.
But yeah, I was like,
It was basically, that camera better not
like
move.
you don't have the robots in there, so it was
There's
okay,
no
right?
robots. Yeah, so there can be no accidental oopsie doodles.
Unless
By
Kevin-
robots, I mean the cameras. We have the robot cameras.
Unless Kevin bumps his bootay into like the tripod or something.
Oh, yeah.
Love the Golden Age release. You talked about it's clear current X-Men are based around the Jim Lee's 90 era. Fact. Do you have any plans to go back and do other eras? I think so. I mean,
Oh yeah, right?
we obviously kind of play it both ways. There's a lot of times where we'll just grab a character and make the version of them that we feel like fits the game best or fits kind of the overall nature of them best. But when we can take a more like focused wave approach and really dial in a number of characters that fit like a comic run or sequence or whatever, that becomes really fun and really cool, and it really inspires all of the design around them. I would absolutely love to do a Fear Itself wave at some point.
Oh yeah.
We've talked about some of the more, War of the Realms was definitely an inspiration behind some of the Asgardian stuff that we've seen. And that stuff really plays in to a lot, and it's great to have that as as kind of a foundation as you're building the stuff out.
Just it definitely helps like that creative, and like we talk a lot about when you're painting on canvas, you got to have spaces to breathe. You got to have things interacting, and you got to have action, and you got to have contrast, and so that canvas can be applied to a miniature. A miniature needs a place to breathe. It needs a place of action. But then you can do that to like a box, right? Like you have two characters in a box, maybe one's more actiony and one's more stoic. But you can also apply that to a wave. So now you can create this like story and narrative and tie it all together. And you get a lot of good ideas manifesting themselves out of those moments that then carry on as themes. Like the Sentinel bits on X-Men becoming like just a running trope now.
I'm going to answer more questions. Summer will absolutely not put CP36 in New York City apartment terrain in the AMG gallery in its current incarnation, because Summer is also working on launching the new website.
Yep.
And it will absolutely be in the new website when that launches later this summer. Woo! Other fun questions. Full of surprises. Painting. Painting.
It'll be a surprise.
It's marked as a hobby, isn't it?
It is marked as a hobby.
So I feel like it was self-defined.
It was erroneously marked earlier. There was an iconing mistake.
Oh.
It will be a surprise. It will be exciting, but
it will be hobby.
It's going to be hobby. We're going to be showing off something that's coming in the future.
Pink Gwen does look super slick. You are correct.
Got a Gwenum vibe going on there.
Strong Venom Guides.
Venom
Guides.
A long day.
Venom Guides.
Oh, wait. Hey, friends. First time, long time. Question. From one, have we heard of a Josh Cologne? He would like to know about Daredevil and how many more versions of Daredevil. Do we have 4, 5? How many?
I'm actually going to cancel 2 of the Daredevils that currently exist in the game. They're going to get rotated out. I know we said we never cancel characters, but I think it's time, and I think everyone on chat agrees.
Shadowland Daredevil, you had your day.
Yeah.
Good night,
It ended right here with someone named Josh. Very similar. Maybe you know each other. Painting him.
I wonder if they do know each other.
I know. I wonder.
Such a tiny world.
Yeah. Darn it. Oh, no.
I don't know. Given the fact that he's got the little model,
I was about to say.
It's a little difficult to be like, it's not the same Josh.
Josh, I love the fact that you left here, went home, and just got on the stream to hang out with us.
I'm pretty sure Kevin Ford's going to come upstairs, actually.
Oh, is Josh still in the building? Josh, are you still in the building?
Why are you not
The
asking?
call is coming from inside your house.
I'm surprised not asking about, like, Paste Pot Pete or something.
Stilt Man, that's been his latest kick.
There are events at Gen Con, absolutely.
Yep, I believe they're going to be running. They're going to be running at least a couple of the organized play kits. So if you hadn't had a chance at your local store and you're going to Gen Con to do Unstoppable Colossus, I think that's one of the ones they're running. And then
I told myself I was going to look that. You know what? We will tell you, perhaps, tomorrow at closing ceremonies, just to confirm.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Watch closing ceremonies. Learn new things.
And what time are closing ceremonies tomorrow?
At the end, Summer. They're at the end.
Oh.
I don't know. Tony,
They're at 4.
what time is closing ceremonies tomorrow?
5:30. Oh, sorry, 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock Pacific time.
There we go. That's what I was trying to get.
How Pacific.
In time.
Y'all should know I'm just going to give cheeky answers on these.
It's true. It's over. Simone's done for the day.
You cheeky? What?
I know.
That's crazy.
I want everyone to have a glimpse of what office life is like.
Oh. They're not ready.
Iron Fist
for how much fun we have.
It's true. Josh, at least like change your name to like Daredevil Lover 99 or something.
Yeah, Josh. He did leave. Okay. Okay. There will be MCP events at Adepticon next year.
Mm-hmm. As far as a world style event for MCP, there are no plans currently.
All right.
It's not the jive, man. I used to live there, man.
BK. Used to live there, man. What? I was gonna ask something, and now I've forgotten, friends. Give me another question to ask everybody.
I'll play my Dormammu against your Malekith.
True.
Oh, is that not the question?
No.
I mean, I'll still do it.
Oh, they're just asking Josh questions.
It's fair. They didn't ask their questions while he was here, but now that he's not here,
Yeah, suddenly.
I'm sensing some strong collusionary vibes here. Collusion.
I keep making her eyes so watery.
Oh, if I'm frozen in carbonite, no one's coming to rescue me. I'm going to be that wall decoration for the rest
Sir.
of my life.
Sir, this is a Marvel stream.
Sir.
Sir.
There's carbonite in Marvel. They've written about it. Carbodinium.
Carboniums.
Carboniums.
It's an alloy.
It is.
Oh, okay. Dallas, what has your favorite miniature been to paint at AMG?
I don't pick favorites.
I know. I wanted him to answer that question. You never will.
I don't pick favorites because everything has its own place in my heart.
Yeah, except for the ones that you really didn't like painting. But.
There's nothing I didn't like painting. Painting under duress is not a dislike of the miniature.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't usually, it's like picking your favorite song. Like, what mood am I in? Am I feeling melancholy? Am I feeling romantic?
What do you
Those are
paint?
different songs.
What do you paint when you're feeling melancholy?
Wolverine.
He's like, I understand you, Wolverine. I want to get on my motorbike and go find answers to my
I
life.
want to find answers to my dark past.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just want to remember. I just want to forget.
I just want to forget. I was going there too. I was right there with you.
So now, because you were so aggressive with Dallas not picking favorites, Will Schick, what has been your favorite?
My favorite? My gosh.
See?
Well, I know. I got to think about it. Can I have a moment?
No.
No, apparently not.
No.
I mean, you just immediately answered you weren't going to answer, so that's different. I just
Because
want to
that
think
one's
about it.
loaded. I have that one loaded in the chamber at all times.
All times. Going through like all of the Marvel characters, there's so many that I've painted. What has been my favorite one to
See,
paint?
that's the thing.
I think
Like, there's a Red Skull in my office. That was the first Marvel
it's the
Crisis
very first
Protocol
one that ever got
painted.
painted. Yeah.
The very
yeah.
first Marvel Crisis Protocol ever painted is a Red Skull on my desk. So that's like, that's pretty cool. That's kind of a favorite. But then there's also like that stream where it was really awesome, and I got to paint Wolverine for the first time, right? Then there was like, you know, Sentinels. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, how do you?
How do you?
I
Yeah.
haven't painted Sentinels yet, but I know,
That you're going to.
I know I'm gonna. Probably 6.
That's a good number. Divisible by 2. It's always a good way to go.
Yeah, I think my favorite one.
I think I need to give up on these eyes.
Sometimes I only have one eye in me a day.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
And then
you
that's
always come
it.
back to it. You
They
always
look
come
a
back
little
to it.
goofy, huh?
That's
They're
all right.
fine.
They're great.
Okay.
They look like spider people eyes.
Yeah, they're
She's
huge
just-
and goofy.
She's
They
just,
look like
a
spider
little
people.
scary.
Eyes. You like that? Okay.
Yeah.
We like it.
Cool.
Do you like it?
I love it, but I just needed some validation.
No. The only person who needs to validate you is you.
Of course.
I think it was probably Sam Wilson, Captain America, just because I feel like that was
See?
that was the moment where like my struggle with white kind of clicked, and all of a sudden I was able to paint it in a way that I was really happy with. So that was a good moment, and I really like how he came out. There you go. I picked my favorite
So glad.
for tonight only. One night only favorite.
Wow.
The answer may change next time.
I always expect the answer to change, even to things that are previous to this.
It's true.
Because the moods are always
Moods are
different.
changing. Yeah.
I'm a creature of a lot of, layers and emotions. My favorite change is based upon those emotions. I'm painting a kingpin right now for my partner. That's kind of my favorite.
There you go. Yeah.
I painted a Luke Cage for Dave Kidd, our sculptor. I still need to get that to him. I haven't mailed it to him. It's done. Oopsie doodles.
Whoopsies.
You've been moving. It's okay.
I've
Yeah.
had a lot on my plate.
I think I am most proud of my kingpin.
Oh yeah.
And I think, what is my favorite? Huh. See, I'm sentimental today, so it is Pink Leg Warbur's Crossbones.
Your first one?
MCP,
Very
our launch
good.
weekend. Yeah. Oh, Pagani also home and visiting.
Hi, Pagani.
Who was behind the original idea? I did the original design work for MCP, so I did basically the 0.0 rules, and then when Pagani came in to visit post first child, I showed him everything, and we started jamming on getting those initial designs figured out into an actual game. And Dallas was there. Josh was there eventually. And then it became a whole team thing.
Yeah.
Takes a team. No one's
Then
an
all
island.
of us.
Yeah, and then we just kept adding more and more people. But that I still have the 0 document when it was called the Marvel Skirmish Game. What an exciting name.
Oh, God, I forgot that was the name.
Yeah. Well, because, what else
Nice
was going to be called?
placeholder name.
It was.
I have the original hand-drawn concepts of the measuring tools,
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
the terrain.
You got to save those with these paper plates.
Yeah, I'm going to put them in my paper plate drawer. The cosmic terrain was hand-drawn first.
Yep.
The
yep.
bases were all hand-drawn.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have any computer skills.
Yeah.
Look how far you've come.
Look how
I
far.
know. I remember working on a plane on my laptop, all of the original core box character designs. Just sitting there and flying back from a meeting that I had with mean old Simone when she didn't like me.
It's true. Oh, I was going to say he's lying. He's not.
I know. I won her over in the end because I'm crasomatic, but
Took a while.
Crasomatic.
crasomatic. But yeah,
It's like
it
a
was
pop-o-matic.
it was wild.
Adepticon is a blast. Have we all been before? I had tickets and hotels, and then a pandemic happened. Dallas Kemp,
Oh,
Adepticon
Veteran.
legend.
Legend.
I'm not going to deny. I have a lot of friends at Adepticon. I love Adepticon. Can I have the roll of paper towels, please?
Yes, of course.
I absolutely love Adepticon. Adepticon 2023 is going to be super fantastic because we're
Yep.
bringing the worthy
Yes, we are.
finally to the masses.
It's true. COVID
yeah.
could only delay it. It couldn't stop it.
it could only hold Odin back for so long.
That's right.
So we're bringing Odin to Adepticon. I'm super excited. I love Adepticon. I love the people who put it on. There's a area called Fort Wapple, which is like the best place to hang out if you're interested in learning how to paint, because all the like super talented painters from all over the world are hanging out there, and they do classes and they just hang out and paint. And if you're just sitting at a table, you could be sitting next to like just some of the best painters in the world, sitting next to a table and be like, "What do you think of this?" And they'll be like, "Oh, let me show you a trick on that." So good. So if you catch me there, I'll be hanging out, hopefully painting, doing a little painting and
Painting, judging,
judging.
giving advice,
Hopefully advice.
feedback.
Lots of feedback. That's the whole point of the Worthy, is designed
Yeah.
for feedback and growth. It's not really designed. I mean, yes, you get to win a big Odin, which is dope, because we want to celebrate miniature art. But the fundamental structure of the Worthy is personal growth and personal achievement, rewarding that, reinforcing that, and helping people achieve their personal hobby goals. I know that's all mushy, but
Super mushy. I just want to be
Change the
worthy
fact that
now.
it's true.
Yeah. No, it is true. Like, one of my Dallas joys was Dallas explaining this to the legal team.
It's true.
The Worthy, like,
Oh, yeah.
the philosophy of the Worthy, the joy, the people, like,
They were like, "Look, man, all we wanted to know was what do you win and how."
that's not how a Dallas Chem conversation works.
that's not how it works. No, I'm a bard.
Yes, you are.
I'm telling a story.
I'm painting a vision with my words.
And then,
Yep.
okay, so look how far I've come. I'm just a simple painter boy. And then you made me write rules in legalese.
I know.
And I gave it hell.
You did. They are impressive.
I wrote those rules. I was so proud of myself.
Yeah.
I made Chick look at him a whole lot.
I did do a lot of review, which was fine. I have worked with a lot of legal, like, contract documentation, so.
Like Pickle Brent.
Like Pickle Brent, who died recently.
The greatest lawyer
Let me pour one out.
known to man.
Pour one out for poor Pickle Brent.
Right for you,
There we
Pickle
go.
Brent.
Poured one out for Pickle Brent.
He went in the trash today.
He's been with me.
That was only today.
It was.
It was
Yeah,
end of day
that was
yesterday. End of day
Yesterday.
yesterday.
End of day last
So he
night.
could
He was
still
in
be
the
in the
sea.
trash if
I
they
lost.
haven't come from Pickle Brent yet.
No, we were
I
here
lost.
when they came
I
from
lost
the
poor
trash.
Pickle Brent.
He's done.
He's still sitting there, just begging to be taken away.
Look,
Just-
Pickle Brent has been with. I don't want to talk about this. I'm gonna get emotional. Pickle Brent has been with me for the entirety of AMG. He helped found AMG.
He was a founding member.
He was
He
a
was
founding
the fifth unsung hero.
He was the legal counsel for everything AMG. Was Pickle Brent.
It's true.
His little googly eyes.
He was a good friend, but a terrible pickle.
He
says
wasn't a great pickle.
Pagani.
He was a great pickle. You should have smelled him in the sink today.
It's true. It's true.
We all walked in and were like, why is Pickle Brent in the sink?
I was
oh,
so
God,
mad.
he stinks.
I was so mad. I was like, "Why is Pickle Brent in the sink?" And Dallas was like, "He's got a leak." And I was like, "No."
He sprung a leak. He sprung a leak, sir. You gotta put him
You
down.
always know the ones you love are going to be taken from you eventually, but you just never think it's going to be that day.
That's why you just don't love.
No.
This is why I'm painting Wolverine right now, because I'm emotional and sad.
Yeah.
He wants to
Like
remember. I
Wolverine-
want to forget.
I go
Yes,
back to my
Pagani.
previous statement.
Yes. I don't know where I'm looking, but yes, my friend.
When I'm feeling melancholy, I paint Wolverine.
Yeah. Pickle Brent popped. It's over.
Dr. Scorpion, PhD. Hello.
Well, here we go.
I mean, I'm just sad the rest of the community couldn't meet Pickle Brent before the end because he was a wonderful pickle.
According to Pagani, it was a terrible pickle.
But a good friend.
He was a pickle esquire, okay, sir.
Pickle Brent Esquire the Third.
I just look at Pickle Brent and his little googly eyes that I stuck on the outside of his package.
I love that people are like, I have no idea what you're all talking about, and I'm terrified. Another question: will we ever get Pickle Brent MCP?
I mean, it would be a good homage to poor Pickle Brent. So for those who don't know, which is literally everybody, Pickle Brent was a pickle. An
Sir, not just
legitimate pickle.
a jumbo.
A jumbo.
Spicy.
I don't think he was spicy. I think he was just a jumbo dill pickle.
Just a jumbo dill.
That was like it came from a grocery store, and you can buy these pickles, and they're in like plastic wrap, and he had like this cartoon pickle on his front, and I think Pagani stuck googly eyes on him. We started calling him Pickle Brent, and I just wrote a little word bubble because he was Pickle Brent Esquire, and he just said that's illegal, and so anytime I had questions, I would ask Pickle Brent, and he would tell me that it was illegal, and I was like, okay, Pickle Brent, thank you. And he was with me forever. He was a founding member at AMG. He watched over us in his pickle ways, and I thought he'd be with us forever. I thought he'd outlive me, because that's what pickles do.
I mean, he was wise in his pickle ways.
But he didn't. He popped, and now he's gone.
His poor plastic just couldn't contain the joy that was inside his heart.
Dr. Scorpion, PhD, has a request for you, Shaq.
Oh, no. The ballot, have we reached the point where it's just the ballot of Pickle Brent? No, we haven't reached that point, Dr. Scorpion. Next week, I'll give you a live performance of the ballad of Pickle Brent.
But only for Dr. Scorpion.
I mean, we'll workshop it, and then maybe it'll be on the next stream.
Something, the greatest pickle ever seen.
It's too happy. It's just it's got to be sad.
You got that strummy, that strum.
Oh yeah,
strum,
yeah.
Strum.
Could you go with the '60s with it? Like, pickle boy, the lights are calling.
Oh my.
Your vinegar has spilled away no more. May you live in sandwich heaven as the greatest side to Reuben's sandwich. Oh, Pickle Brent, you are a pickle no more.
I'm pretty sure he's still a pickle.
He's an angel now with pickle wings.
Little dill wings.
I joined kind of late. What is revealed so far? Pickle Brent. You haven't missed one.
The deep inner workings of Atomic Mass Games.
Oh, so deep.
Fun fact.
You can pickle anything?
You can
'Cause
pickle
that is
anything.
true.
Put a bird on it. Fun fact. This is how literally everything starts life. Like.
Yeah, there was a question before we
Nonsense.
got on Pickle Brent about how we pick which versions of things. It's this. This is how all things at AMG start.
No. Okay. It's usually there's a multiple. There's no one way anything happens.
Fair.
Because we're very organic and we're very fly by the not fly by the seat of our pants, but we like to jam and riff. Sometimes shit goes. Here's the character. And he usually sends it to me and Josh, and I'm like, oh, what costume is it? And he's like, I don't care, pick something. You and Josh pick something. And then other times it's like, this is the costume. And Josh is like, but why?
I'm like, because I said so, Josh. Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, typically when we're looking at the first version of a character, we always try to go with the character that most greatly represents the character in general. I call it the mom test. Like, if I can show the character to my mother and she knows who it is or can kind of identify it pretty quick, then I think it's a good representation of the overall character. So that's kind of what we look for initially. And then that's why doing secondary and, maybe even tertiary versions of the same character is really fun, because you get to kind of explore more into, like, the esoteric nature of certain characters and dive into backstories that, maybe don't make sense for that very first version. And sometimes when we're designing things within a wave, we do.
And the wave defines it.
And the wave defines it. And so then you don't necessarily do the most iconic version of the character. You might instead lean on something that's a little more specific, but it fits within the sense of the wave. And the X-Men are kind of that way. I think the Jim Lee era, obviously, for many people, because of the amazing animated show and just the proliferate, like the immense popularity and proliferation of those characters throughout that time era, you know, as they were just some of the most popular comic book characters ever, really established that look in that era as these are the X-Men. Everybody knows that these are the X-Men.
As a very young, not very young, but as a high school, in the prime of those X-Men eras, I was not making very much money. I was actually working at a comic shop, and to keep up with 12 X titles a month was like the greatest and yet most daunting thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, I gotta get Excalibur this month, or do I just pick up X-Force?
So, yeah, and we do get to have conversations with our licensing partners at Marvel, and they often offer advice or kind of point us in certain directions that might be timely or something to think about, to make sure that we're always working in good partnership and conjunction. But it is a lot of, you know, trying to identify, okay, we're doing this new character. What is the best essence of the character? Like, how are we going to make the most people satisfied? I won't say happy, because you know, that's a super high bar. I'm really content when people are like, okay, this isn't my favorite version, but I get it, or I like this version. I wish they'd done this version because that's my favorite. We can't make everybody's favorite right out of the gate.
There's a line, right?
There's
you
a
can
line.
Make some people happy all the time.
Not all the people, yeah. So if we can just come up with that version that kind of satisfies the biggest number of lovers of that character, then I think we're in a really good spot. And then, you know, hopefully down